Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Joseph Lacey. I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning at the School of Politics and International Relations. I'm also Assistant Professor of Political Theory at the school. I'm joined by Graham Finlay and Josh Elking, who are also professors at the school and who are going to be running some of your core modules this year. Graham works in political theory and Josh specialises in quantitative research methods and their application to political science. And joining us two incredible administrators, Yuko Conlon and Darren, who basically keep the show on the road along with some of our other postgraduate administrators. So first of all, I just want to welcome you to the best place in Ireland to study politics and international relations. You might say I'm biased in making that claim, but we're the biggest and we're the most diverse department in Ireland. And all of your lecturers are really deeply engaged in cutting edge research in every area of political science, really, including comparative politics, international development, political theory, international relations, political economy, research methods. And I think we also have special expertise in Irish politics and in European politics. There's quite a number of staff doing research in these areas. And you'll find the research and the public commentary of staff across a range of issues being broadcast, and you'll find showing up in national media and also international media. So we're keeping an eye on that as well. So I think I can say without exception that we're all passionate about research, and through our teaching we really hope to generate a similar sense of enthusiasm for the study of politics and international relations among all our students. So over the next 4 years, we're not going to just teach you about politics and international relations and all that entails about human nature and behavior. We're also going to teach you how to think critically for yourself, about the nature of the social and political and some of the most important and difficult problems we face as individuals within, a nation state, as part of a fragile European project, and as part of a global civilization as well. We're also going to teach you how to write well and develop sound arguments and generally give you the space to explore your own ideas and the ideas of others. We're going to ensure that you engage with the best and most up-to-date research in social sciences, but we also want to create an environment that ensures that you engage and learn from one another as well. We're going to give you a training in research methods, including statistics. So at the very least, all of you will acquire the capacity to read statistical research with an intelligence and a critical eye. And then those of you who choose to take more advanced courses in research methods will also be trained in statistical analysis on the latest software. And finally, you'll have the opportunity, if you choose to take it in your third year, to study abroad or gain work experience through some approved, through an internship program. So I think you'll find that without exception, all members of the school are highly approachable and highly supportive people, and that there really is a very friendly and open environment amongst the students too. We even have a politics society which I'd encourage you to join. And I think we also have Sadhbh here from the Politics Society, who is going to also say something in a little bit and tell you a little bit about it. So I want to give you plenty of time to ask any questions you have of any of us, and to give Graham and Jos in particular a minute to introduce themselves, and also Sadhbh to tell you about the PolSoc. But first, I'm just going to highlight just a little bit more about what to expect from your first year of study. So basically, you'll be required to take 4 modules that we see as essential to giving you just a general introduction to some of the main fields of study within political scientists and international relations. We want to introduce you to some of the main theories and some of the main approaches from within the different fields of study. So absorbing the content of these modules is really going to serve as the foundation of your studies going forward in the next few years. So your first year is important. It's really foundational to everything you're going to be doing going forward. But you'll find that in the next years we're much less prescriptive about what modules you actually take. We want you to pursue your own interests once we feel that you have a good grasp of the basics. And so in your second year, but especially your third and fourth years, you'll be able to choose what you take from a wide range of modules. And we do have a huge range of modules in those years that you can choose from. So the modules you'll be taking immediately this autumn, starting next week, are the foundations of political theory and IR, and the foundations in political research. Then in the spring, you'll be taking 2 modules, which are the foundations of contemporary politics and foundations in global development. Now, for the moment, all of this is being done online. And, I know this isn't how you want to start out your third level education experience any more than you wanted your leaving certs to happen under the conditions you did. And, frankly, this isn't the teaching experience that we want either. We want to be there in the classroom engaging directly with you. But, we're committed to make the best of the present situation for as long as it lasts this way. So you can be sure that all of your module coordinators and your tutors, they're going to be putting in their maximum efforts to make this as productive a period as possible for you. And while it's not normal, it's as close to normal as possible. And then hopefully in spring, we'll return to some semblance of normality. So right now, I'll just pass you over to Graham and then Jos, who will introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about some of the courses that they'll be introducing to you in this autumn.
Well, thanks, Joseph. I'm just really pleased to see you all, and as Joseph said, I really wish we could be in a theater all together, having the kind of discussions we're going to have in Foundations of Political Theory and International Relations. But instead, I'll see you all next week on Wednesday at 3, I hope, in the Brightspace virtual classroom, which you'll find under module tools in Brightspace. I will email you all about this, but it's never too early to get that out. There, we will study the first half of the course is my part. I'm a political theorist like Joseph, and we'll study the thought of Aristotle, Mill, and Marx, who are all classic political theorists who have very, very different views. So yes, you can go tell people it's everything they said was true. I'm going to university and they're turning me into a Marxist, except it's the very opposite of indoctrination, which is going to be going on. You can't agree with all 3 of them. And the point is to talk about all the issues which are confronting us like never before, in terms of whether it's free speech, dividing up scarce goods, how do we live in a democracy, the rule of law, all of these things are going to come up in the debates between those various philosophers. So I'm really looking forward to that. The second half of the course is by Tobias Tyler, and he is going to talk about international relations and how we understand international relations and how we can make some more sense of what is, again, a very, very fraught world. So again, I hope you'll find all of that interesting. Again, part of it is helping you learn to make arguments, as Joseph said. And I have to say, as someone who doesn't actually do this kind of thing, I really want to make a plug for Jos's course, because I think if we've learned anything from this pandemic, it's that being able to work with statistics, to manipulate and understand quantitative data, is something our very lives depend on. So go and learn those skills, and you will then understand what's going on better than most. So anyway, thanks very much. I look forward to hearing your questions. And I should say, I really hope that we can have those discussions. Some people have found that the chat function in these virtual classrooms is actually easier for them to participate than putting their hand up in a theater full of people. So really do think about engaging. And again, given that we're under circumstances which none of us would really want to be in, I'm going to try and be extra available for you, and I will try to respond to you however you want to talk about the issues in the course with me. So I do look forward to hearing from loads of you, whether it's from email or chat or whatever. But now I've talked too much, and I'll give you over to Jos. Thanks.
Thanks very much.
Okay, so yeah, I agree. Actually, there are some things we can do online that, so it's a bit of a downside that you don't come to class always and meet in person. But there are also facilities online that we can do more easily. For example, in a large lecture, like the one I'll be talking about in a second, we can easily put you in small groups, have you discuss with each other a bit, and then see what you found out, which is very difficult to do in an actual large lecture theater. So it will be a nice experience, I think, and it will be interactive, even if you're sitting at home and working to a computer. Anyway, so my name is Jos Elking, and I specialize in research methods in general, and especially quantitative statistical methods as applied to politics. And I will be teaching one of your core first-year modules, Foundations of Political Research. And as the title of the module says, this is to provide you with some foundational understanding of what research is in political science, why we should care about it, what kind of applications there are. And we won't talk about so many specific methods. It's neither a quantitative or qualitative course. It is really more about how do we think about research in general? What is evidence? If I talk about democracy, how do I precisely define what I mean? If I want to make some claim about how politics works, how can I substantiate that claim? How can I find evidence? How can I really prove that I have a point, that I'm not just talking? And it will help you, I think, for not only for if you want to do research in political science, and you definitely need this, but it will also help you if you want to do write research reports later or do some policy research, etc. But maybe more importantly, it will help you in every other course in the program, because it helps you to think about concepts, about theories, about how to test those. And this is, so it will help you, it will give you the tools that you can apply for any essay you write, any empirical essay, and that you can also apply to ask critical questions to whatever any other lecturer tells you. Yeah, so if you believe everything I say, and then you can question everything my colleagues say. So that's great. The course itself will, it will not be very technical. So it will be, it's more, as I said, it's more conceptual, but you will do one small research project. We will, somewhere halfway the course, you will be provided with an online interface to make some graphs, a bit like you could do in Excel or something. And you will be writing a short essay, very structured, about your findings. So not only will we do theory about how to do research, we will actually practice it a little bit in one essay. And I will also give some examples of studies that are current political science research and tell you a little bit about them and how the course material applies. I think that's, I'll leave it there, Joseph.
Okay, thanks, Joseph. Appreciate it. So we'll pass it over then to Sadhbh will introduce Politics Society, if that's okay.
Hi, everyone. So I'm Sadhbh. I'm the Vice Auditor for the UCD Politics and International Relations Society. So that's kind of the second in command for the society. We're a faculty society, which means we're very tied to the UCD Politics School. So often your lecturers will come and do panel discussions on a number of different topics in politics and international relations. So in the past, we've had the American ambassador came in, we had the Mexican ambassador, we've done events, we've done Q&As, we had one about the Irish abortion referendum, we've done things like zero waste workshops. And then on the more social side, we usually do one pub quiz a semester, and then we do coffee mornings every week. But obviously in the current situation, a lot of that's not possible. So we're transitioning as much as we can online. And then hopefully by next semester, the restrictions will have lifted and we can go back to some events in person. So next week was supposed to be Freshers Week, which is when you would have gotten to meet us all. But unfortunately that has been cancelled because we've moved up in the restrictions. So if you want to figure out what's happening with societies, your best bet is to follow us on social media. So on Facebook, we're UCD Politics and International Relations. On Instagram, we're at UCD-PolSoc. On Twitter, we're at UCD_PolSoc, or you can email us at politics.society@ucd.ie. And I'll put those in the chat function at the bottom, at the side, after I'm finished speaking. So yeah, look us up, see what we do. We'll put up information about the events that we're having. And we just really want to wish you a warm welcome to UCD and good luck with your degree. So thank you.
Great, thanks, Sadhbh. And it really is a great society, so we really do encourage people to join this and who are interested. Dara or Yuko, do you have anything to add, or are you okay? Do you want to add anything? All good? Okay. So,
all good. Thanks, Joseph.
Great. So, guys, the floor is open then. If you have any questions about anything we've said or anything else you're wondering about or would like to know, now's a good time to ask. So the floor is yours.
You have a first question, Joseph.
Do I have a first question?
What books and materials do we need? Somebody's asking.
Oh, sorry. There is a question on the chat box. What books and materials? Okay. So, I mean, by now, I would say for most of your modules, or hopefully all of your modules, your syllabi should be up on Brightspace. So if you haven't logged into Brightspace already, then do that as soon as possible. And there should be more detailed instructions there. Your module coordinators are aware that it's not exactly easy for people to get to the library right now. So there will be accommodations made for that. I mean, whether it's like they will ensure that all the sources are available online through the library, or else some lecturers will even upload some PDFs of the particular things that you have to read. So yeah, but of course there will be certain books on the syllabus that, you know, if they're regularly used, then you can buy them yourself. But generally speaking, we don't require people to buy any books or anything like that.
Yeah, I was just going to say all our materials are online, and there'll be links to the text. So okay. Thanks.
So for Graham's course, then you won't have to worry about searching for sources. Although with your doing your essay and so on, we do encourage people to, like, you know, go and do their own further research. And for all of our courses, like, there may be some things you won't be able to get access to unless you go into the library because they're in book form. But we do have, like, our electronic catalog is huge. I mean, there's hundreds of thousands or millions of articles that we have access to. So there'll always be things that that you can access, and kind of like going beyond the course and going beyond the syllabus. So we got another question from Matt. When we register for modules tomorrow, is it for the autumn trimester or spring too? Oh, Yuko will be able to answer that one clearly.
Hello, everyone. I'm undergrad administrator in the politics department, Yuko. You will register for both autumn and spring. But for first year, there's one elective allocation for first year students. As far as I remember, that can be selected in January. Is that right? Actually, that's a kind of the instruction should be given by the social science program office. So that's as far as I know, that in spring, in January, you will select first year elective module 1, okay? Apart from that, you will, but you don't have many choices in your first year. You have 4 politics core modules that you have to do, and you are already pre-registered for the module, right? And what you need to do for autumn, especially the Graham's, Dr. Finlay's module is, we divided originally up until 2 weeks ago, we divided, the idea was we divide the class into a group of 50 and you take turns, physical lectures. And of course, last week, Dublin lockdown decided only last week. So that plan is on hold for another, I don't know, hopefully until mid-October. But you should, if you want to attend 1 or 2 face-to-face lectures, when the restriction gets lifted, you should select a seminar group. Instruction is on the Brightspace of INORL 10010, okay? So that's what it is. And also you want to be careful. You are already pre-registered to political theories and the IR, and but it may not appear on your timetable. It's due to the technical issue that cannot be solved, unfortunately. So you make sure to join the lecture at Wednesday 3 p.m. on next week, and well, Friday 11 to 12 every week apart from week 6, the October bank holiday week. So it may not, it won't appear, it may not appear on your timetable, but make sure to be there, okay? And as for, and you have to select tutorials. Tutorials start in mid-October, but it's all again, whether it will be delivered online or face-to-face, we have to wait and see until the further government notice, okay? So we will send out email or put up on the notice on Brightspace. But there are 6 tutorials in the INORL 10010, and 4 of which originally planned face-to-face, and 2 online. But again, we will see how it goes, okay? So all spring trimesters modules, Foundation in Contemporary Politics, you have to select tutorial as well. If places are filled, we will increase places or put up an extra group, so you don't have to be worried about it. You will get a place in tutorial. So just don't panic, okay? That's it.
I was just going to say tutorials are incredibly important for our module. That's where all the assessment goes on. That's where you'll get a chance to talk, especially in smaller groups. And your tutor is a really great resource for having discussions about politics, but also for any issues you're having. Although you're always welcome to come to me with issues which are going on in your life as well. So yeah, make sure you get registered for a tutorial and go to it. Thanks.
Thanks, Yuko and Graham. So there's 1 or 2 questions more here on the side, but does anybody have any questions on anything that Yuko has just said? Because there's some important information in there. If you give a second to see if anybody has any questions on that. Okay, so we have another question then. So are there any, where do you register for tutorials, Yuko?
So you haven't started registration as of yet, am I right? No.
Tomorrow should be, I think.
No. So if you go online, there is a place to select tutorial. You'll see we have 23 tutorial groups at the moment for INOR 10010. So you pick a time that suits you. That's how it goes. You will see that on your registration screen. So.
Thanks, Yuko. Okay, so some more questions. What electives are we allowed to do? Dara has shared a link answering that question for electives. So you see the link there in the bar. The lecture that is missing from the timetable, Yuko said, was the Foundations of Political Theory and International Relations, which is Graham and Tobias's one. We also had another question. Are there any international relations or politics internship opportunities for third-year students. So I'm guessing you mean, that's the question from David. I'm guessing David means within the school itself, is there internship opportunities? And I would say that this is possible, I think, but it really much depends on if a professor has some funding for a particular research project. They may offer some kind of research position to somebody to apply for. But that's kind of a very contingent thing. We don't have a standard internship program within the School of Politics itself. How will we find what books we need for each module? Again, that's on Brightspace. Take a look at the syllabus on each course. And how do we access the lectures missing from our timetable? Yeah, so Yuko, is what you were saying, that everyone just needs to attend the lecture, the first lecture, and then things will be made clear there.
Well, it's a technical issue, okay. If you select seminar group, as you see, as in the instruction on the Brightspace, you will, that the timetable will appear.
Okay.
Seminar group means, so you're already registered to 10010, Dr. Finlay's class, right? But then the second step is you select a seminar group for that rotation lecture physical attendance. If you select that, it will appear on your timetable, okay? If you don't, if you want to stay online for the entire semester, that's allowed as well, but then it won't appear on your timetable. It just, we couldn't solve it. That's the way it is. But the lecture will take place online Wednesday 3 p.m. and Friday 11.
Okay, great. So just like keep an eye on your Brightspace, and Graham, Dr. Finlay will make sure that it's updated and it's clear what the times are and because I think Graham is using Brightspace Virtual Classroom rather than Zoom. So everything's going to happen within Brightspace. So all the information you'll need for when you need to show up is going to be there. And then we have a final question: will all the lectures be recorded? Certainly for the duration of this online period, all lecturers should be recording their lectures, I believe.